a struggling single father. Once a genius aeronautical engineer responsible for the F-22's revolutionary flight software, is publicly humiliated by a ruthless aerospace CEO, but when her life is threatened, his hidden skills force a confrontation with their shared, painful past, a corporate betrayal, and a chance to rebuild a family from the wreckage. Daniel Reyes Tigapulisambilan, worn but kind eyes, wears a faded janitor's uniform from Aero Clean Services. He holds the small hand of his daughter, Chloe 7, bright-eyed and clutching a well-loved toy F-22 Raptor. They watch private jets taxi. Chloe points. Chloe, look, Daddy, a Gulfstream G650, thrust-to-weight ratios probably 0.45. Daniel smiles, a flicker of profound pride and pain in his eyes. Daniel, you're getting too smart for me. Mija. Daniel awkwardly presents a work order to the marble reception desk. The hostess sniffs. Hostess service entrance is around the back. You can't bring a child through here. He's about to explain when the air changes. A phalanx of assistants parts. Enter Alara Vance, 42, CEO of Vance Aeronautics. Impeccable in an ice blue suit. She's a blade of focused ambition. She's on a tense call. Elara into phone. If the FAA certification is delayed again, heads will roll. I don't care whose. She moves like royalty. Chloe, mesmerized, breaks from Daniel's hand and walks up to Alara, holding out her toy plane. Chloe, your company makes the Falcon X-19, right? Its leading-edge root extension is beautiful, but the wing loading seems stressed. Elara stops, staring down at this tiny critic. Daniel rushes over, mortified. Daniel, Chloe, I'm so sorry. Ma. He meets Alara's eyes, a nanosecond of something not recognition, but a strange dissonance flares in her gaze before freezing over. Alara, control your progeny. This is a place of business. She strides away. Daniel's humiliation is a physical weight. Daniel, cleaning windows, tries to be invisible. Chloe draws plain schematics on a napkin. A group of wealthy tech bros, noticing Alara holding court nearby, decide to perform. Tech bro 1 loudly. Some people just don't get the concept of appropriate venues, like bringing a kid to a bar. Next thing, he'll be mopping the champagne flutes. Laughter. Daniel's jaw tightens. He focuses on his work. A waiter accidentally bumps Daniel, spilling dirty cleaning water on the floor. Waiter clumsy. You'll need to get a proper mop for that. Oh, wait. Chloe stands on her chair, small voice cutting through the murmur. Chloe, my daddy isn't clumsy. He knows more about airplanes than all of you. He taught me about coefficients of lift. The room titters. The lead tech bro smirks. Tech bro 1, sure he does. Kid, I bet he's a secret astronaut. The mockery hangs in the air. Daniel, shaking, places a hand on Chloe's shoulder. Alara, watching from her table, sees it all. Daniel's quiet dignity, the child's fierce love, the cruel, stupid laughter. Something cracks in her glacial composure. She stands. Elara. Her voice silences the room. His daughter is correct. The Falcon X-19's wing loading is a compromise for its thrust vector. A fact you'd know, Richard, if you read beyond the investor memos. She stares down the tech bro, who pales. Then she looks at Daniel, a complex, unreadable emotion in her gaze. Elara to Daniel, your daughter is remarkable. She returns to her seat, leaving a stunned silence. Daniel and Chloe are left in a bubble of confused awe. Ilara's coup. A slick man named Markham approaches her table with a tablet, face grim. Markham, Ilara, it's the Singapore deal. They've pulled out. The video, it's leaked. He shows her the screen. A secretly recorded out-of-context clip of Alara coldly saying, cut the safety budget. I want that jet in the air plays. Her public image as a ruthless cutter is now a viral scandal. Elara, whispering this is edited. That was about catering. Alara's breath hitches. The walls close in. The weight of the betrayal, the empire crumbling, hits her like a physical blow. She clutches her chest. Not a heart attack, but a devastating, paralyzing panic attack, her first ever. She slumps forward, gasping, coffee cup shattering. Chaos call, novecentesi onzi. Is she dying? Markham looks more calculating than concerned. Daniel watches from across the room. His entire bearing shifts. The humble janitor vanishes. His spine straightens. His eyes become sharp. Assessing TI moves with decisive authority, pushing past gawkers. Daniel firm, commanding, give her space. You, get her bag, check for medication. You, call medics, tell them possible acute stress cardiomyopathy, age 42. No prior cardiac history visible. He kneels beside Alara, whose eyes are wide with terror. He takes her hand. Daniel quiet, intense. Alara, Vance, look at me. You are not dying. Your body is in revolt. Breathe with me in 2, 3. Hold out 2, 3, 4. His voice is an anchor. He applies precise pressure to a point on her wrist. A acupressure technique. His touch is calm. Expert. Ilara's ragged breaths begin to sync with his. The color returns to her face. She stares at him, seeing a completely different man. The medics arrive, and Daniel gives them a crisp, professional summary of her vitals and his actions. They look at him, baffled. Medic, are you a doctor? Daniel, deflating slightly, I was an engineer. I studied physiological stress responses in test pilots. The dynamic has irrevocably flipped. Elara, wrapped in a blanket, has insisted Daniel and Chloe be brought to her. They're in a silent, opulent boardroom. Chloe colors quietly with Ilara's assistant. Ilara, why did you do that? Daniel, someone needed to. Ilara, you knew the medical terminology, the techniques. That's not in any janitorial manual. A long pause. Daniel looks at Chloe. Daniel, I was the lead flight control software engineer for Project Light, the F-22 Raptor's neural flight system. Ilara freezes. Lightfall. The legendary classified program. Elara. That's impossible. The Lightfall team was lost. After the accident, a younger Daniel, in a lab coat, celebrates with his brilliant, pregnant wife, Lena, also an engineer. They're presenting their groundbreaking, self-correcting flight code. The future is luminous. Daniel's voice is hollow. Daniel, we were on the company jet, the whole core team, coming back from a test. Mid-air collision. Pilot error. I was the only survivor. Lena. She was 28 weeks along. They saved Chloe. I lost everything else. Tears streamed down his face, silent and profound. Daniel, the company. Vance Aeronautics' predecessor. They blamed the crash on software anomalies to avoid liability. My life's work was blacklisted. My reputation, gone. I had a newborn in the NICU, and a mountain of debt. So I took the only job that let me be there for her. Ilara is ashen. Her ice fortress is crumbling. Elara, the Lightfall cover-up. I read about it in the legacy files when I took over. I thought it was just corporate history. A footnote. She looks at him, truly seeing him for the first time. The genius. The ghost. The father. Ilara, my father built this company. All he cared about was the bottom line. He froze me out, called me too emotional. I promised myself I'd never feel anything that could be used against me. I built this shell, and today, my own assistant, my most trusted, she leaked that video to stage a coup. The one person Her voice breaks. She turns away, shoulders shaking. Chloe walks over and silently puts her toy F-22 in Ilara's lap. Markham bursts in, no longer pretending. Markham. Ilara, the board is convening an emergency session in 1 hour. Resignation is the cleanest option. The media has the panic attack princess story too. It's over. He glances at Daniel with contempt. Markham, and clean up your guests. Daniel looks at the live newsfeed on the wall screen. The viral video plays on loop. He studies it, his engineer's mind worry. Daniel. Ilara, that video. The audio waveform on the safety budget line. It's a composite. The spectral frequency has a slight dip at 2.4 kHz. The rest of your speech doesn't. It's spliced. Ilara stares. Markham pales. Daniel moves to a computer. His hands fly over the keyboard. Lines of code scroll. He's in his element. Daniel counted the leak came from inside this building. The file's metadata is still in the temporary server cache, routed through a device registered to Markham. Markham, this is ridiculous. He's a janitor. Daniel, without looking up, who understands data packets better than anyone in this room. You partnered with the Singapore competitors. You engineered the leak to devalue the stock so you could buy in. Classic hostile maneuver. Daniel unearths everything. Hidden financial transfers, emails. He projects the evidence onto the massive boardroom screen. It's a masterclass in forensic strategy. Daniel, Ilara, you need to go to your board now and take the fight to them. He hands her a flash drive. Ilara whispering, why are you doing this? Daniel, because my daughter thinks you're worth defending. And for 7 years, she's been the only one who thought I was Ilara. Transformed, is no longer ice. She is fire. She presents Daniel's evidence. Markham is escorted out. She turns to the board. Elara. My predecessor destroyed a good man to save a quarterly report. That ends today. Our new director of ethical and systems integrity will be Daniel Reyes. And our first project is a public audit of the Lightfall legacy. To clear the name of its creators. Daniel and Chloe are leaving. Alara runs after them, heels clicking on the asphalt of vulnerable. Human sound. Elara Daniel. Wait, she stops, breathless. The CEO is gone, just a woman. Scared. Elara content. I don't know how to do this. The soft things. But I looked at Chloe today and I felt a crack in the permafrost I thought was my heart. I am terrified. And I am asking for a chance to learn. Chloe looks between them, then takes her father's hand and Alara's hand, joining them. Chloe, the wing loading is better with 3 points of contact. It's more stable. Daniel looks at his daughter, then at Elara. He sees the pain, the hope, the courage. He sees not a CEO, but a survivor, like him. Against a blazing orange sky. 2 F-22 Raptors scream overhead in a training exercise, a tribute to the genius who helped give them wings. Daniel doesn't flinch, he just watches, his daughter tucked under one arm. Elara stands beside him, her hand now firmly holding Chloe's. She's not looking at the planes, she's looking at them. Elara. What's the first thing we do? Daniel softly, we go home, and we order pizza, and you get to explain to Chloe why the Falcon X-19's canards are actually a design flaw. A real, warm, unguarded smile breaks across Alara's face. It transforms her. The three of them walk away from the towering jets, toward a dusty, reliable old car. Two worlds, once violently separate, have fused into something new, something stronger. Not an end, but a flight check, a prelude to take off. Together.